When did you realize you were actually involved in freak offs? Or did you just always think before the trial and all the evidence and all this stuff came out? Or did you just think, oh, you were just going and being a part of a sex party? You know what I'm saying? Like, when did you
I
realize
thought
it's
it
freak
was
off?
just like I thought it was a husband and a wife who the husband really couldn't do what his wife needed to be done.
Right. Couldn't pleasure her
So,
in that
yeah.
way. What about Diddy's in here? Like I said, it's different going from one time versus eight. Sometimes men can get a little jealous if they see, somebody with a bigger physique or also just performing better. Do you ever feel like his energy shifted by from the first or the eighth time?
I think the last couple times it was very, very weird. Like the last 2 times I literally maybe got like 6, 7 strokes each. He was like probably like fake that orgasm.
Dang.
Like get this thing about it here.
It's your girl, Britt Burt. I have the pleasure of speaking with the lovely Flash, and we're talking a little bit more about the Diddy and Cassie trial, which is literally the biggest story in America, international, everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. So, lucky for me, I have somebody who's going to give us more insight on just the trial as well as his experience. How are you doing today?
Flash is in the building. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. Great bird.
Absolutely. Now, we're just going to get right into it. Do you mind talking a little bit about your upbringing and your high school days and who Flash was back in the day?
You know how in elementary school they always ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Policeman, fireman, doctor, lawyer, like the Huxtables. Um, I just wanted to be great. I didn't know what that meant, but that's just what I wanted. So once I hit junior high, high school, I had that athletic prowess. I don't know where it came from, but I could, run fast, jump high, and nobody could tell me that I wasn't going to the NBA at all. We fighting. Meet me in the bathroom. Um, Nomadic life, Section 8,
Of
typical,
course, of
typical
course.
story. Mom's is manic depressive, so I pretty much became uh autonomous or a grown man at 14. Um, Went to college, graduated,
Okay.
uh, played a few different sports. Um, Also, while in school, graduated with a 4.0, so I ain't no dummy. Y'all could get these transcripts, they public record. I still took care of my mother
Right.
and just try to try to make it. It came to a point, I think my junior year of college, once I made it to Long Beach State, that I knew that wasn't my destiny.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, what are you gonna do now? And I didn't want to do nothing but play ball. So I continued to play in like different leagues, played in the summer pro league, ended up blowing my knee. And that gave me time to reflect on, okay, you're not dumb. You can make some money doing something. I just never wanted to work for anyone. But, bills got to get paid. So I think I'm 25. I'm like, all right, let me go online and see if I can find a job. I got a degree. That should be worth something, right?
Absolutely.
I thought so. I ended up applying as a undercover, a plainclothes asset, what they call asset protection officer for like the competitor of Walmart.
Oh,
That didn't go so well. I found myself very bored, following people around, watching cameras, and I ended up getting fired. I really don't want to get into details, but if y'all want the details, go look them up, just for time's sake.
for sure.
After I got fired, I'm in the gym, 'cause I noticed that when I was working, I wasn't able to stay in shape like I wanted to. I didn't have the energy. So now I'm back in the gym trying to get right because I don't know what I want to do, but I want to get big. I want to get cut. And that way I have a better opportunity when I go on these castings because early on in my Hollywood career, I had a lot of success with commercial work, a couple of small movie roles,
Print modeling.
print modeling. I even played the bad guy in like a true TV like story on I don't know what channel that was, but we got fired. I got fired.
You said you was back in the gym and stuff because now
I'm
you have
back
more
in the
time.
gym. I had time to put it
Right.
in. So I'm getting back right. I'm in the sauna and this lady, she just keeps staring at me. And I'm like, "How you doing?" And she's like, "You look really good." I'm like, "Thank you." She's like, "You can make a lot of money." And I'm like, "Huh? How so?" "Oh, you could be a stripper." I'm like, "Wait. I first of all, I was never a dancer.
Right.
You never see me at the club with the towel,
No
no
Magic Mike
heel.
stuff.
Nah, I wasn't heel. I didn't know any. I was going to the NBA. I didn't have time for that. So I'm like, nah. And then, that's homo. Like I don't want to be wearing no flickery things.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh no.
No Speedos.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. You can wear like boy shorts." I'm like boxer briefs. She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So what makes you think I can make money?" She said, "'Cause everyone else is like 5'5", 5'8", and they don't look like you. You 6'2", built, abs. Yo, you will make crazy money." I was like, "All right." I ain't really take her serious. I took her, she gave me a business card. I took the card, I threw it on my desk and went about my business. So unemployment, because they fired me, I'm getting unemployment. That shit about to come to an end. So I'm online. I'm like, damn, what can I do? Hmm. I see the card. I call it. And then they got a website. I go to the website and I'm looking at these cats. I'm like, damn, these niggas look yoked. Like, they had like a whole lineup of like 30. I'm like, wow, I don't think I could compete. I sent them my pictures and then they called me like the next day. Like, bro, man, they called me. They did. And they were like, yo, can you do a party with two other guys this weekend? And I'm like, nah, I'm out of town. I ain't out of town. I wasn't ready.
Right.
So I took my last, I think I might have had like $160. I went to Walmart and I bought like 8 mirrors. Them $10 mirrors, them flimsy joints. I set the computer up in my little garage, hot as fuck. And the first video I watched was Sierra Ride It
That'll do it.
because I wanted to learn how to hip roll because I knew if I could get that down,
All the other stuff didn't matter.
it's a transition to everything. And see, a lot of a lot of people don't know that being a male entertainer, when you work for women, the expectations are high. You got to come in clean, hygiene, you know, uh, belt, no wrinkles in your belt. You know what I mean? Because y'all are very thorough. Unlike men, women can come in there and just it's whatever. I've had women get up and battle me during the show. I've won, of course, because as a professional, that was a part of my job to know each and every, dance. So once I felt comfortable with that, I hit the company back. They sent me out to a show, and this time it was with 3 other guys, so it was a 4-man show. Cause they usually don't send new guys out by themselves. They want you to, try
Get
to get
familiar, get the flow of
yeah,
things.
familiarity. So I'm looking at these dudes and I'm like, yo, none of these guys are on the website. They look like they just got like bonded out. I'm like, yo, what is going on? So it come my turn and I promise you, this is when I knew I was gonna get bread. I didn't even do nothing and they just started throwing money at me.
Just looking at you.
That's it.
Mhm.
It was in like Riverside somewhere.
Yeah, Ripshot.
And I made about $600. Now, the fucked up part is that one of the other dancers, like I said, he looked like he just got bonded out. He ended up stealing uh, a camera and they called the police. So I ended up telling her, like, look, just take the money back and forget about it. I ain't gonna say your name, nigga, but um, that was my first experience. So they sent me on a couple more shows with other guys, and my fourth show was by myself, and I was petrified.
Really?
Man, think about this. Think about you walking up to a house, 30, 40 women.
Right.
They don't know you, you don't know them, right? They expecting something above average because we want a fantasy.
That's what they pay for.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So you knock on the door, they open it, they eyeball you up and down because they can smell confidence, they can smell weakness. And I'm just like, I'm returning it back. They're like, oh, are you Nitro or whoever the fuck? Yeah, I'm like, nah, I'm Flash. They like, Flash? We didn't order Flash. And they're like, let me see your abs. It's nothing. I pull up, they're like, damn, come in. And so from there, we just go to work. It don't really matter because you got to think, this is how I learned what the hustle was. You got all these women expecting a dancer. They done put a deposit down.
Right.
Whoever show up is like, So, that once I learned that, then I started to learn like, okay, I'm gonna branch away from this, build my own shit up. And because I've never been turned away from a show
Right.
ever. I've done almost 5,000 parties.
Man.
Never said, nigga, we don't want you.
Right. That'll build somebody's confidence.
Oh yeah, man. That's why people say, yo, why you walk like you walk? It's not because I feel this way, because I've had enough social validation over my entire life to know that I'm obsolete. They don't make this model no more. Nigga, it's in a museum somewhere. But I'm not like here to like big up myself. But that's how I got to it. So I want to be clear. I never came in like slinging dick or nothing like that. Like, oh, I want to be an escort or
Right.
nah. I just wanted to survive.
And in the job you did was the job. You didn't
Right.
try to make
Hmm.
sense. Absolutely. Now you're talking about being a dancer, which is also a form of entertainment.
Of course.
What would you say is the wildest thing or wild experience you had as an entertainer?
Oh, working?
Yes.
Man. I think I did a show in Inglewood, probably like my eighth or ninth year. And I used to come when I come to a show, I'm bringing the 15 sub. I got strobe lights. It was crazy. At least 60 women in a 3-bedroom apartment. I don't know how they did it. I get there, they go, it's the last show of the night. It's 12 midnight. I can't even get to the room to get dressed, right? So after I get dressed, I come out, put the speaker on, set up my music. I think I was coming out to Pretty Ricky at the time.
Mm.
And then I wanna say,
Oh yeah,
right,
definitely
remember
pretty.
that?
Oh honey,
As soon
to
as I
this
opened
day.
the door, they ripped off every piece of clothing I had on, even my Timbs. I never take my Timbs off because people floor be dirty. So, but yeah, that's probably the craziest. But they pay me the most. I got
Really?
EBT cards. I got, yo, I'm telling you. They like, "Wait right here
Oh, it's not EBT.
for" no.
You accepted everything.
Yeah. What you mean? Like, it take a lot. It's a lot. It's not I just show up and do
Right,
it. I gotta prepare the whole week. I gotta know, age range of audience. I gotta know where I'm at, if I gotta be heated or not, if I'm safe or not,
right, definitely.
so it's a whole lot that goes into that.
Now, what did it feel like for you to wake up and see your face on TMZ?
Um, I thought it was somebody that already knew what time it was fucking with me because it's hot right now. The trial is hot,
Yeah.
so I thought it was just a Photoshop thing, and I sent it to my girl, and she's like, "Nah, this is on the website." So at that moment in time, I'm feeling like half milk carton, half America's Most Wanted. Like, yo, I already know. And then 10 minutes later, phone going crazy. Oh, you a hoe? You a prostitute? You this? I'm like,
Sex worker, all that,
whoa.
all of that.
Hold on, that ain't no, 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 no. So that's why I'm here. Because honestly, I could have came out with this shit last year when all
Right.
this was going on.
Yeah, when it first came out.
It ain't for no clout. Cause I don't need it. I don't wanna be famous.
Right.
I just want people to know that, A, I ain't know about no white parties. The nigga never gave me no ticket. And B, he was a voyeur. He set his ass in his chair with his baby oil and beat his meat.
And sidebar, guys, who he is referring to, let's make this very clear. He is referring to Diddy.
I am.
And he is referring to the Diddy trial that is currently going on involving Cassie Ventura as the lead testifier in the case.
Right.
And so that is actually what he's talking about when he says was a voyager, was sitting in his
She
chair.
was she was a voyeur. I
Yeah.
mean, he was a
Yeah.
voyeur.
And that's so just to clear that up, guys, he is talking about Diddy and Cassie. Now, as we were just talking about things going on TMZ and how viral it went, 50 Cent also had a hand in divulging certain
I
information. Now,
I
how did that
love
make you
it.
feel? I mean,
I
you're from
love
the
it.
East, we were talking
I
about New
love
York and
50,
stuff.
man.
So,
50 is what do
what
you
was that
mean?
like?
Man, I fuck with 50 heavy. Lloyd Banks is like, man, I used to think I was Lloyd Banks. So,
Not your unit.
man, I fuck with them heavy. They real. Like 50 ate, and then he made sure everyone else ate.
Right,
Not like a lot of artists, they'll drop 3, 4 albums, and then when nobody don't know who else is working with them, they'll drop their albums.
right,
50 came right away with the G-Unit album.
right. He
He like,
did.
"My niggas is eating,"
He did.
and then Lloyd Banks came out,
He did.
and then Bug came out, and they all did million. Everybody sold at least 2 million records fucking
Right.
with. So, I felt happy. I was like, "Yo, he got me on my own solo slide,"
That was solo
which
slide.
which was cool because I didn't want Imma keep it 1,000. The reason why I'm here is because a lot of those cats on there, they look like J cats. I don't know if y'all know what a J cat is, but it looked like they they zesty.
I knew you was gonna say suspect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't have that look, and I damn sure ain't I never kissed my daddy in the mouth. So, like, let's just be clear. Like, I found out from a credible source, very real close to the case, that the reason they even know what I look like is because they had me on tape busting her down,
Mm.
a few times, and they have him on tape over my left shoulder busting his shit down,
Watching. Right.
watching. So, I'm like, I can't run from this, I gotta go,
Face it.
head on with
Yeah.
it. Uh,
Now, did you know Cassie before all of this stuff unraveled? Like, were you already involved years prior or more so on the more recent end of the freak offs and
nah,
stuff?
let me take my glasses off of this.
So I was just wondering, obviously you're affiliated with the whole Cassie and Diddy thing. You were talking a little bit about how you found out, that you were on these tapes that they have in evidence because they saw you were, as you say, busting Cassie down and he was in the back, buzzing himself down. But was this more so on the recent side of their relationship, or would you say that was in the middle or earlier? When were,
No,
you
this was,
involved in this?
yeah, I was like 30, 31. So this is 2012,
Okay.
2013. I probably saw them 8 times,
Okay.
and then 3 times I had to flake because I had a
Understand.
shorty,
Right.
and I couldn't make it. So,
Thank God for the
they
shorty.
just they stopped calling. I mean, but shout out, man, they helped me buy my first house in Huntington Beach, so I'm not mad at them. I appreciate that.
Now, how did you get in contact with them or vice versa? When was the first call? Like, what was that
Oh,
like?
man. So, um, I had worked this night. I
Okay.
think it was like a Thursday night, and I'm asleep in my bed. I have a friend over. I don't really remember her. Um, my phone rang and one of my dancers called me. Now, even though he talked to them people and said my name, I'm not gonna say his name, but he said, "Yo, I'm in Beverly Hills. My clients, they saw your picture on my phone. They want you to come do a show for them."
Okay.
I'm like, "Yo, I can't make it." He like, "Why?" I'm going to the barber. I got a barber appointment at 7. If I miss it, Imma have to wait 2 weeks.
But
He like, "Yo, bro, they said they gonna give you 500." I'm like, I hang up on him. This is probably like 3:45 AM. 5 minutes later, I get a call from a female, 310 number, like 473 something. She's like, "Hey, Flash." I'm like, "Hey." She's like, "My husband and I just saw your pictures and we really like you. We would love for you to, come do a show for us." I'm like, "Well, I gotta go to the barber because, I'm explaining myself like, but I can come after." She shut that shit down. "If you come now, we'll give you 1,500." I said, "Send me the address." So I Googled the address. I'm like, "Oh, Beverly Hills? I'm there." Out. I grab my bag because after every, I wash my clothes, pack it up, and I'm ready to go. Grab my stripping bag with everything in it. I told Shorty, I'm like, "Yo, I'll be back. I'm about to go make some money." She like, "What?" Didn't even say nothing. I'm down the stairs in the car. I'm on the 10 freeway because I live in Long Beach, so I gotta take the 405 to the 10, exit La Cienega. When I exit La Cienega, I get a text message saying, "Do you think you could stop and get some baby oil?" And I'm like, "Okay, no problem. But please make sure it's only Johnson& and Johnson or don't come."
oh,
I'm like, "Yo, I just drove all the way the fuck over here. It's 5 AM. What if they don't have it?"
CVS?
Oh, that's funny you say that
Cause
because
I know
I
24.
went to that CVS on La Cienega on my way to Beverly Hills.
Correct.
So I buy 3 big ass bottles of Johnson and Johnson because this is how I'm figuring it. I'm like 1,500 minus whatever the fucking baby oil costs, minus my gas getting here. I'm 13.50, 14.
Right.
I'm good.
Right.
3 big ass bottles, cocoa butter Johnson and Johnson. I get to the place. They already told the security I was there. He put me on this little ass elevator like this. I get off. I have to walk down the hall because they got the whole 14th floor. It's a suite. I knock on the door and the door opens inward. And as it open, I'm like, inside, I'm like, damn,
Some rich shit.
this motherfucker is bad. I'm getting paid 1,500 to do a show for you. Thank you. When she opened, I'm looking at her up and down. I'm like, wow. But this is going on inside. Outwardly, I got the poker face on.
Right, cause you're
But
being
in,
professional.
yeah, but inside, I'm like, man.
And you knew who it was when
No, I ain't know she had a wig on because
okay.
she had that
Shaved
yeah,
hair.
that shave
Exactly.
with the yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking at her in her eyes. I'm like, damn, you so beautiful. I'm like, I know you.
She just couldn't put
But
her finger on it, like,
but I didn't. So she's like, come in, please. I'm like, all right. I'm like, where should I get dressed at? And she looks at my back and she's like, oh, you won't be needing that. I'm like, I was outwardly, I'm like, okay, cool. Inside, I'm like, oh shit, it just got real. Okay, we another level up. All right. So we sat down on the sofa. But before we sat down, one thing that caught me was the blinds was open. Cause now it's 6:30 in the
right, so
morning.
the sun's coming through.
I can see Cedar Sinai. I can
Exactly,
see the Beverly Center.
exactly,
I'm like, I'm in premium
and they all
location.
right there. They
I'm
all
like, yo, you dig? Like, I can see the hospital and the Beverly Center.
and it's all next door, though,
Yeah,
like, Cedars if you know, like, Cedar Sinai to Beverly Center, it's all right there, so if you up top, you see all that stuff.
man. So she sits on the couch. It's a couch and it's a coffee table, a glass coffee table. And on the glass coffee table is drugs.
Oh, yeah.
And like, but they like the supermarket aisles. We got your coffee, we got your cereal. So we got marijuana, we
Right, it
got
started from low to
yeah,
high.
it's just
Mhm.
and I'm just like, wow.
It's a pharmacy.
I bring my own weed when I do my shows. Yeah,
Better.
always. So I'm like, this is interesting. So she goes away for a minute, comes back and sits down. So I'm sitting like this, and she's sitting like this, and she's like, "Can I have your phone?" I'm like, "Okay." Now, mind you, the chick I left asleep in my bed is texting me and calling me. I put that shit on silent.
'Cause it's about 6, 7 in the morning at this point.
I've been gone 2.5 hours
Right,
already.
exactly.
She turns the phone off. I'm like, okay. So now she's like, let's get down to business. My husband and I, we're well, he's into seeing other men please me, especially like well built, like of physical stature. And I'm like, okay. And well, we're gonna do some role playing. I said, look, are we gonna fuck? And she's like, let's just see what happens. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't have any condoms. And as fine as you are, I'm not deep sea diving with no gear. I can't do it. I just got
Right.
I can't. I took health. That was my first class in college, yo. I seen the things growing. Like I can't do
Whew.
it. So I'm like worried. I'm like, okay, maybe they have some.
Right, right, right.
I'm like, cause when she said, "We'll see what happens," to me, that's like, yeah, we are.
Exactly. It's definitely
You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
we'll
we.
see how quickly this progresses is what that means, but the intent
And she's
is for
like,
us to
"Are you okay with that?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool." Then she gonna ask me some dumb, some. I thought it was dumb because it's like, how would you even know? She said, "Are you clean?"
it's a good question to ask,
I said
child.
I said,
Yeah.
"Yeah." I said, "If you get my phone, I could log in and show you, like, my because this is the era of online shit.
Right,
Everything is online."
right.
And she's like, "Oh, no, okay. It's fine." I'm like, "All right." So she's like, "All right, just make yourself comfortable and I'll be back." So I rolled up a blunt, smoked it, and I'm just sitting there like, "Yo, my big homie told me this story and I never believed him. 3 years ago, he told me damn near verbatim, and I'm blowing the weed and it's music playing on the laptop. And I remember him telling me something about the laptop that he fell asleep and he went to go press the space bar to turn the music back on. And she came out and smashed the laptop. But like
Whoa.
that, which means they had cameras.
Of course, because she's watching him with the laptop, that's how
Right.
she
So
knew.
as I'm blowing it, I'm looking at the laptop like, man, I fall asleep. I got the blunt in my hand like this. I fall asleep. I wake up. I'm like, damn, I'm still here. Yeah. Now, mind you, I always wear Tim's at shows, and I always keep a knife, 6-inch knife in my boot. So I check my boot. I'm like, oh, I'm good. Right? I'm like, oh, I'm like, the music is off. Let's try it. So I get up, press the space bar. I'm telling you, before I could retract my finger, bow! Please don't touch anything. I'm like, oh, my fault. I was just trying to sit back down. She said, we'll be ready for you in 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, cool. It was another 30 minutes. So now I come in and she's like, take your shirt off. She's taking my shirt off. I have a white beater on. She takes that off. And I got Levi's and my belt and my Timbs on, right? And I got a Yankee fitted on, right? As I walk into the room, I notice a nigga in the corner. I could barely see him, but I could see him enough to see he had on these black Celine type glasses with a black bandana covering his mouth with a black hoodie pulled tight with the strings. But the funny part is
No
he's
pants.
naked.
No pants.
And I'm like, that's so weird. Like, where your drawers at? Nigga, like, you ain't even got he didn't even have a towel.
Or draw that nigga.
Like there was no towel or nothing. I'm okay, that's cool, but have a towel. So I'm like, all right. Now, to me, I'm fucked up. I've never been in a situation like this. I know who these people are now
Ah. So
because
when did it occur?
when
When
I punch the laptop, and as soon as I hit the laptop, the bad boy logo shows up.
okay, because I'm like, all right. No
Yeah.
wonder.
And when she came out and smacked that bitch down, I was like, yo.
Diddy and Cassie, my lord.
She smacked that shit down quick. Boy, I was like, damn, freeze it. So, um, we have our own bottle of baby oil,
You and Cassie.
Cassie and I.
Okay.
Now, I want you to imagine this. It's a big ass king bed with white towels all over from the hotel. White towels on all the furniture. White towels on all covering the whole entire floor because they don't want to get baby oil on
Right.
anything. Right?
Because that's what the deposit fee is for. You ain't getting that back. They don't better see nothing on these couches.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was yeah, that was going on too. Um so she's putting baby oil on me, but he's giving her instructions like I'm not fucking in here. He's like, "Yeah, you like that shit? Put that oil on that nigga. He's buff just like you like him." Right? So this goes on for like a couple minutes. And then he's like, "You want to see that big ass dick, huh?" I'm like, "I'm sure she does." In my head,
And now while you here,
yeah, I'm like, but damn, nigga, like, so she's like, "Oh yes, daddy, please, can I take it out?" I'm like, "All right." She undo the Gucci belt. I still have that Gucci belt. She undo it, put my shit out, and go to work, nigga. I was like, "Whoa, where did you train at? ITT Tech?" Like, she really was. I thought because usually, in my experience, girls that are really good looking like that are trash at that.
mhm. I've heard that from my male
They're
friends.
very they. That's
Too
not.
prissy, too.
Yeah,
That's what I've heard before.
but she looked like, you gotta really like that. You gotta love it.
Enjoy it.
It's kind of like you either like coconut or you don't, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's got to be your thing or not, because you're not going to enjoy it if it's not
Well, I
something you
don't know if
enjoy
it was her
doing.
thing or she was just trying to make it her thing so he would be
Please
happy.
him. Yeah.
So he was like, "Yeah, yeah, suck that dick, suck it." And I'm over here like playing along, like, "Oh yeah." Like, so as this is going on, her giving me fellatio, she's on the bed. I'm standing up, right? She's on her stomach giving me head, and he's over here going to work with the baby oil. All of a sudden, he just jumps up. Now, the layout of the room is The bed headboard is this way.
Right, face and then so it's like
Right.
yeah.
He's behind me in the corner,
Right.
but if you walk down this walkway, the first door is the living room where I was chilling at. The second is the bathroom, the second door. He walked to the bathroom, turned the light on. It's candles lit everywhere.
In the bathroom?
No, outside.
Okay.
That like we have all the lights off. All the sheets are everything is dark, even though it's like 8 a.m.
But the bathroom light now.
But the bathroom light now.
Gotcha.
So he come out, and I swear, like a professional frisbee player, with one flick of the wrist in slow motion, he goes like this, and it's gold. And I'm watching it like, and that shit land right with my right hand, within inches, a magnum.
Oh,
Yo,
that's why it's gone?
inside, I started to scream like, oh shit. But I'm like, damn, it's 8 o'clock. I've been gone so long. If I don't come back with no bread, oh, I'm fucked. So I was like, all right, think of some fun times. So I get the condom off, I get it on. I'm already kinda ready to go because, she done tie me off kinda, I'm good. I'm half mast, not fully, but half mast. But then all of a sudden, those jerk off noises from behind my left shoulder, they just start getting in.
Louder and louder.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, this shit is mad distracting.
Right,
And I'm going like this is me. I'm going up and down, up, and I'm like, damn. And she knows she can feel it. She's trying to coach me. Like
right.
she's
Because you
looking
know
at
you're
me in my
uncomfortable.
eyes,
Yeah.
right? Like, who the fuck would be comfortable?
Right.
Like my nigga's going to work. So he gets frustrated and he walks out the room. Right. Remember I told you the first door is a room, the
The
second door is
right.
a bathroom.
The living room where you were
Right.
initially. Yeah.
Hits the door and says, dick better be hard, loud as fuck. That look right there, like, I look like this. I looked at her, she looked at me, and she gave me the Bambi eyes. She didn't say shit to me. She said, "It's gonna be okay with the look."
I know what you mean.
You feel me?
Mhm.
And I'm just like, "Oh shit, this nigga mad." I look back down and make sure I got my blade right.
He like, "What is Hims? He had him too far away."
Nah. And I'm like, "Okay, all right, D now, you gotta get this going." He's gone 6, 7 minutes. So I'm like 14, 15. I'm like, damn, this pussy good. 16 strokes. Once I hit like 20, I hear the same noises. But I'm telling you, I can see you come in and out. So you got a trap door in this bitch, nigga.
Got to, cause how's you every time I look up,
Yes.
how am I seeing you?
Right.
Right.
You got a trap door. So now it was so hard for me to get up. And now I'm like so hard to focus, but I'm like, damn, her shit good. So we in it now, both of us. She looking at me. I could tell she into it. And she like, I've never made a bitch come in 92 seconds, but it felt like that. She like, Daddy, you so good. I'm like, is this faking or what? I don't care, cause now you done. I'm about to get paid.
That part.
Right. So we like, you want him to come on your face or you want him to come on your stomach? Oh, I want it on my stomach everywhere, baby. Everywhere. And in my head, I'm like, fuck. So usually I'll go wash my hands before I take the rubber off.
Right.
I ain't had no time dealing with that nigga. I already know. So I took that bitch and flicked it off real quick, right? Took one of the towels, went like that with my wrist, and I'm going to work. I'm a lefty. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't even know. I was going to work. I'm thinking of anything. I'm like, hurry the fuck up. Get up out of here. And I swear it took me like 10 minutes. Finally, boom! That shit was in the stomach. It was like from like her esophagus all the way down to like her belly button.
Wow.
And I was mad because I had never seen a woman with a belly button ring So beautiful. And I'm gonna tell you, this was like the cherry on top because she, by far, I told you, she flawless.
Yeah, she's
No bullet
beautiful.
wounds, no scars, no knife marks, no nothing. Perfect shape, perfect titties, areolas, perfect size, everything nice. And I love sucking on titties. So I had to eat that in too, make sure she was ready to go. But woo, it was a little pear-shaped diamond that hung 2 centimeters down. And I looked at it and I was like, wow, she living a life. Like I could only imagine. I ain't never been no shit like this.
Right,
You know what I mean? I ain't know I was poor till I was in fucking seventh grade when niggas had cross colors and I had Miller's Outpost.
right.
You know what I mean? So I'm looking at it like, wow. So as a gentleman, after I busted all over you, I reached down because there's towels
To wipe it off.
to wipe it off. And she's like, oh, wait, that's okay. You could take a shower now. I'm like, what? I'm like, you want me to? She's like, no, you're good. I'm like, cool. I hit that shower. I'm talking about, yo, I don't know if you can recall, but when I was a kid, we had 2-minute shower limits.
They sold us on the
I
Fresh
took
Prince.
I took
2 or
I took
3.
I took a 32-second shower and I didn't put my socks on. And I swear to you, I felt like The Shining when I opened the door. Cause when I opened the door, she's standing right there. Blue faces. Can we call you again? I don't even look at the money, but I can see it on my periph. I grab it, I said, absolutely. And as I grab it, I'm like, wait, this ain't 1,500.
Right,
I know money.
right.
I put that shit in my pocket. Man, I grabbed my bag and ran about that bitch so fast. Ran down the stairs, and the first person I called was my agent, Big Bad. I'm like, yo, son, you ain't never gonna believe what the fuck just happened to me.
And at that time, they was, like,
Yo, she was
together,
like
together.
23, 24.
Very
This
young.
is prime Cassie.
This is after me and you.
Yo, do you know how many do you know how many niggas wish they had that opportunity?
Oh, yeah.
They would have done it for
Oh,
free.
yeah.
I'm on the phone with him like, yo, and he let me bust on her stomach. He like, yo, you know what that is, right? I'm like, what do you mean? He like, yo, he a cuck. I'm like, what's that?
I was gonna say, yeah, cuckold.
I ain't know nothing about that.
Mhm.
All I know is that I'm very grateful to both of y'all because y'all helped me buy my first house in Huntington Beach. I saved that money. I used it as a seasoning. And I'm just here to say my part. I want to get ahead of it. So whenever I did anything with them, he was like this. There was never no, we not tagged him and
Right,
I
he
don't,
ain't touching you or nothing. He's sitting there watching.
nah.
Yeah.
So I have to admit, technically, you can call me a sex worker because I did see them 6, 7 more times at different hotels, different locations. But the first time, I didn't know what it was.
Right.
But shit, 1,500.
You continue to oblige after that
Yeah,
first
I could
time.
take, yeah. But it just got crazy because she called me at like 2:30 in the afternoon. Are you free later? And that later ain't 10:30, 11. That later is like 3, 4, 5 a.m. I didn't understand how they had the fucking battery like that. I mean, now I know they was on E and all types of shit. But for me, nigga, I was tired. But I'm always gonna get up when
About the
when that
money, when the money
310
calls.
comes.
Right.
Yo, she's like, are you working tonight? I'm like, I am now. Anything I had going, I'm canceling.
Right, right.
But it got to the point to where I had no excuse to get out the house that late
Yeah.
frequently.
And that'll start affecting your personal life.
Well, it didn't really because I just wouldn't go. I'm like, yo, y'all not going. I already got my house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not tripping on that.
Right. For
But
sure.
I want to make sure that I preserve what I got going at home. I wasn't really tripping on that. So like I knew if I missed another time, and I missed 3 times, that they wasn't fucking with me no more.
Right.
And then probably what 2015 they broke up. So I'm like, damn, there go that bag.
For sure.
But again, I was still happy.
Yeah.
I never witnessed, like, the shit that we seen on TV, I never saw that.
Right.
The craziest shit I ever heard come out that nigga mouth was "Dick better be hard."
No, for sure.
And that shit scared me, like, I was ready to, like, buck 50 that nigga when he said that, cause 'cause I'm like, "Yo, like, nigga, you over here going to work, and all I'm hearing is this shit in my left ear." But, as far as the other allegations and all the other I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I'm really doing this because I have a big fan base in fitness,
right. For your
and
reputation,
for my reputation,
your clientele, and all that.
my clientele, this don't really have nothing to do with that because, I'm not promoting my services in that way anymore, but
But if anybody finds out, it's just like if you have a business or whatnot, and the CEO all of a sudden is caught with a 19-year-old or something. It has everything to do with that because it's the lack of integrity from the CEO, and we didn't invested our money or whatever the case may be. So,
but see, the thing about it is I feel like I have integrity because I was hired to do a job. Now, when all this stuff came out last year, I didn't say anything. I had no intention on it.
right,
But when you put my face on all these
different story.
publications,
Yeah,
now we gotta now we got a
address it
box.
for sure.
I'm on 50 Cent Instagram, like,
Exactly,
yo,
which is
blow it
crazy.
up. Like, oh man.
He talking about G unit. He
Man,
was
I
on
was I
that.
was just on the way over there, I was listening to the Banks workout.
Okay,
And so
exactly. He's a real G unit.
yeah, I'm fucking with him. I'm like, damn. So, it's pretty much what Diddy didn't do. And he didn't do shit to me, but I can say that he was very authoritative when telling her, what to do and what not to do. But she orchestrated a lot. I never spoke to him. She would always call me.
But she may have been given he
No, she
you
even
know,
texted me twice when the nigga wasn't even in the country. And I'm like, yo, why are you hitting me?
could have already been set up.
I'm not fucking with you unless he there. Why would I take my chance? This nigga got $1 billion.
Right.
I got like 10. Why?
But think about it.
Yo,
Physique-wise, right? You say he didn't try nothing? Yeah, but in front of you or say nothing crazy, he if he's looking at you,
physique why Puffy like 6 foot, 200, 215.
but what I'm saying
No,
is if something would look
I'll
he
beat the
knew that exactly.
yeah,
Follow what I'm
beat
saying.
the brakes.
He knew that. So he know who to push certain limits and things based off of whether or not.
I mean, I've been in this game a long time. Listen, I've been propositioned a few times. I'd be worth 35, 40 million if I was really going that route. Easy,
For sure.
easy, but I I have to be able to look at my face in the mirror. I have to be able to I just can't I
Yeah.
can't fathom that.
That's the integrity that you have.
Yeah, but it's my masculinity, it's my
Yeah.
manhood.
For sure.
And once you get that up, you can't get it back.
For sure. Now let me ask you this. When did you realize you were actually involved in freak offs? Or did you just always think before the trial and all the evidence and all this stuff came out? Or did you just think, oh, you were just going and being a part of a sex party? You know what I'm saying? Like, when did you realize it's freak off?
I thought it was a husband and a wife who the husband really couldn't do what his wife needed to be done.
Right. Couldn't pleasure her
So
in that
yeah,
way.
we gonna
Mhm.
bring in the Navy SEAL and pay him well. And that's what I thought it was. But when all this is
Right.
I'm like, oh
Exactly.
man.
You didn't realize you was a part of something like bigger and
Nah, I
crazier.
didn't. I didn't. But like again, I said it's unfortunate
It
for
is.
what's happened to her, him, and everyone involved in this. I just had to say that I don't know nothing about none of that.
Yeah.
I just know what I went through with them, and
Absolutely.
and everything I went through was business as usual.
Now, how would you describe Cassie's demeanor after the first time? Because I know obviously the whole introduction and
Oh,
things of that
she's
nature, but
sweet.
moving forward, did her energy change or shift, by the fifth or the sixth time?
Nah, she was always really nice to me though, like always very accommodating. Um, she a sweet girl,
Yeah.
like just I'm older, so I could you know I could tell
Yeah.
she's just very accommodating, but she was always at her beck and call when hey, bitch, And they, I'll be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know who paying the bills.
Of course. Now, obviously, you say you're somebody that was involved, you got to know them a little bit better. Now, with everything that's happened with the trial, all of the evidence and things of that nature, how have you been able to just handle it? I know you said you were kind of like a fitness guru and all that stuff. What are some ways that you've kind of just handled that for your own self and for your own protection?
Yeah, this is regular life now. Like, I'm not really too much worried about Puff because Puff got, I mean, they draining his resources.
For
So
sure.
I'm not really worried about him coming after me because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I ain't really say nothing bad about you,
for
dude.
sure.
As far as Cassie go, like, I didn't experience the hypnotized, like, doped up version of her.
Right.
Not saying that that didn't happen, but
Just
that
not with
wasn't my
you. Right.
experience. My experience was Imma come bust you down and get paid. Like, that's it. Like,
So
I
you
didn't
were
know.
never pressured to do drugs or anything?
Oh, no, I bring my own weed, like I said. I bring my own trees. We ready to go.
For sure.
We don't do that. We don't like that's weird to me how in California everybody had weed, they pass the blunt around. It's like, yo, I don't know what the fuck, booty hole. I mean, none of that you been
Yeah,
eating. Like, so that's why I bring my own trees.
for sure. Now, asked about Cassie's demeanor. What about Diddy's demeanor? Like I said, it's different going from one time versus eight. Do you feel like any of his behavior shifted or altered just based on maybe how you were performing with her? You know what I'm saying? Or anything like that? Because I know sometimes men can get a little jealous if they see, somebody with a bigger physique or also just performing better. Do you ever feel like his energy shifted from the first or the eighth time?
I think the last couple times it was very, very weird. Like the last 2 times I literally maybe got like 6, 7 strokes each. He was like probably like fake that orgasm.
Dang.
Like get this thing up out of here. But when I heard the Punisher say that he got 800, I'm like, and 1200, and I'm like, I wouldn't even get out the bed for that
Right.
because I feel like this. If you want the cream of the crop, you gonna have to pay.
Right.
And
You pay for the best. I
I don't put
mean,
too much time into this.
maybe he didn't know. Maybe he wasn't as experienced, or maybe he didn't come highly
I ain't
recommended.
even seen him. You know who I thought the Punisher was the whole this whole time? Was the dude from The Walking Dead.
Ah, not from The Walking Dead.
Like, because he plays the Punisher in the
Yeah, yeah,
movie.
as an actor,
I
yeah.
didn't know who that was. When I seen him, I'm like, yo, he looked Spectrum like too. Like, and I think that's why 50 put me on his page, because out of all those dudes you see,
He's the only one that looked zesty.
I'm the only one that don't look
That's what
zesty.
I said. You're the only one that didn't look
Yeah. They
zesty.
all look like they like boys.
Right.
No offense to my, alphabet brothers and sisters.
No, no, for sure. Just a few more questions. So, obviously, you talk about now transitioning from the dancing into the fitness world. How have you been able to transition? Just because I know you've had fans and both, but how were you able to transition and create some success in the fitness world?
Oh, well, I do interesting stuff for my size. I flip, I tumble, I skateboard. I do a lot. Body build. I let people know that it could happen if you want it to happen. But if you don't believe it, why will anyone else? So, that's kind of what I preach. I do a lot of public speaking. I give away a lot for free. I found that in life, the more selfless I become, the better my life has been. I had 200 pair of Jordans like in October. I
Right.
think I sold them all 50 bucks.
Mm,
Some are worth 2, 3, 400. You know, uh, it's not trendy, but I took my Shahada in 2021. So, I've embraced Islam. I pray. I try to pray 5 times a day. Allah knows. But um, the person that I was at 30 isn't the same guy I was at 44.
for sure.
I've read so many more books,
Right. And
so
just
many more.
experience more life.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I never thought I'd be here.
Yeah. I didn't think I'd be here. Here we
I
are.
never thought I'd be here. What about you, Vic? But
Now, in current day, there's been so many people involved in this trial, witnesses, friends, family members, etc. What would you say to somebody who may be in your position? May not have been somebody that was, captured on the tape, or may not have been somebody whose face was plastered on TMZ or on 50 Cent's page, but still has some dealings and stuff like that. What's something you would say to them?
I would say get therapy, yo.
Yeah, that's
Yo,
a good
because
thing.
you may not think that you need it, but yo, the type of things that you see and experience with that you definitely need therapy.
For sure.
I lost 5 people in 6 months, so,
Mm,
I'm still going to therapy. I even got a dog,
man,
but
change your life.
but, I would just say, what's done is done. You can't go back. We don't get to go back. You just gotta keep it pushing.
Right.
And for everybody involved, I hope he don't lose his life bu but, you know, that's your bed.
Yeah. Now, is there anything you'd like to say to Cassie? I mean, whatever way you fall, at the end of the day, this is a mother now, this is a
I wanna
wife.
say, yo, congratulations on the family, the new family. I'm happy that if you were in any type of danger, I'm happy you got out of that. I'm happy for you. Why? I mean, you came up. I'm I'm happy for you. Um, God bless you. God bless the new baby and any future endeavors. I'm not a hater at all. Don't need to be.
Right.
Um, as far as Diddy go, the chickens always come home to roost, I've heard. So hopefully he can make it through it.
Obviously, this is the biggest case in the world right now.
Mm.
For those of you who don't know who Flash is and may have only known about you or discovered you due to the TMZ viral moment, as well as 50 Cent posting it on his page, what is something that you would like people to know about Flash?
Flash is an avid reader. He loves to read books because books, they hide a lot of stuff in books.
Absolutely.
So I think that as a people, especially people that look like you and I,
Right.
we need to start cracking those books open because
Absolutely.
and start absorbing what they have in those. Really, because all we're doing when we watch TV, we're watching programming.
Right.
And they tell you you're being programmed.
I mean,
So, crack open a book and you'll see that not only will your vocabulary expand, but you'll be able to articulate yourself better. If I was a hood nigga, I wouldn't been able to get up here. I'd be like, yeah, I fucked a bitch shit.
well,
You
there are
know,
reformed ones. You can
yeah,
be
yeah,
reformed.
yeah. But I want to give y'all the details, man.
Right.
Like this bitch man, you
Right.
talk about perfect, boy. She like an Oscar. It's just no imperfections, boy. You can't find that on Timo.
Right. He said on Timu.
Mm, mm.
Especially with the tariffs. Ain't
Man,
happening.
but I'm blessed to have. Even though I've gone through a lot of hardships, I'm so happy and fortunate. And
For sure.
I'm so grateful that I've been able to experience this type of life because a lot of guys, they go through life invisible.
Yeah. For sure.
And for me, it's been anything but that.
For sure.
So thank y'all for tuning in. We gonna drop this real soon. I really appreciate it. Shout out to Hoop Shots. Shout out to my girl Keela, Big Keela and crew and staff. Shout out to Vic Battle and his people. Shout them out, Vic. I don't know everybody. I'm new here.
And the queen came through for the energy.
Absolutely.
That, you know, and shout out Marshawn, um, Dougson. It's good to have cool kids in my circle and not fun.
Shout out my shorties who
And not that anybody's shouting me out, but
uh,
I'm going to shout out
we gonna
myself.
shout you out too.
Brittany Burton, the award-winning journalist, is here. It's been a pleasure. Cannot wait to hear what you have next coming out. Everybody that's listening and tuning in, just know this is only the start. He has so much more that he's going to accomplish, so much more that he's going to share. And understand, as
Oh, this
long as
is
you're
one
not,
story.
what'd you say?
This is one story.
That's what I'm saying. I already know that. So
Yeah,
like you can start somewhere, but as long as where you finish is not where you started, then you're making progress in life and everything's gonna be okay.
absolutely.
And Brady, when I say HBC, I was talking about you.
I want to hear that.
HBC.
But Howard's in the building, yes, holding it
Sit my
down.
motor.
And once again, it's a pleasure and an honor to sit here and just
Thank
tell
you for
somebody's
taking the
truth.
time. Thank you for taking the
Absolutely.
time.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
It's
it.
been a pleasure.